What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers have been linked to the Brooklyn Nets, Washington Wizards, right? Chicago Bulls, right? You have all these teams, Utah Jazz, teams that have been linked to the Los Angeles Lakers. But one team that I think makes a lot of sense also that could be looked at, even kind of be a piece, right? Obviously, if you could just do one giant lump sum trade, that would be easier than, picking pieces off of various teams. But that also may be the route in which the Lakers have to go, right? Get a piece from Brooklyn, get a piece from Utah, get a piece from Chicago, get a piece from a team like the Charlotte Hornets. And that's one of the teams that I really do think makes a lot of sense and has a couple kind of under the radar pieces that can make some sense for the Lakers. Cody Martin is available for trade, and I did a whole video diving into Cody Martin, so I won't spend too much time on him. If you want kind of more details, more in depth on Cody Martin, go check out that video. But I do think the Charlotte Hornets make a lot of sense. Now, they're not going to solve all your issues in one trade, but they do have a couple guys, Cody Martin in particular, 6'6", 6'7", versatile wing that come off the bench, put in a start. Don't really have a player like, right? Legit defensive, versatile, can defend 1 through 4 really. Can slot in essentially 2 through 4 on any given night. He's not a guy that's going to jump out and be this huge acquisition. He's not the sexy name or anything like that. But you need those guys, right? Talk about Lakers need 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 guys to really if they really want to get to contention status. Cody Martin, he's a guy that's making $8 million. You could get Cody Martin and then Nick Richards, who I'd love to get Nick Richards, and it's $13 million, $14 million that you'd have to send out. Right? You do Gabe Vincent and Jalen Hood-Schifino and get both of those guys. Boom, just like that. Right? Get a sizable, versatile 3-and-D wing that can help defend out on the perimeter that, again, you could start, bring off the bench. Also, Nick Richards, he's arguably one of the better, if not the best backup big that you could get on the market. He's still young enough, right? Still talented enough, gifted enough. Mark Williams is coming back, starting to come to the thing, and he's the guy that they're really high on. That's the guy that they usually start to have on. So maybe now they'd be more inclined to trade Nick Richards. There hasn't been any real inclination that they would trade Richards. Teams have inquired, the Lakers, the Knicks, several teams have inquired about Nick Richards, but inquiring and actually being able to get are two different things. Right? Most teams will at least listen. Because somebody's like, hey, I'll give you 2 firsts for, Nick Richards. Yeah, of course they'll be like, yeah, sure, here you go. Let's do that, right? But you look at kind of Charlotte, you look at where they're at. They're not winning anything. They have some nice young pieces. They have some guys really coming in their own. The rookies really starting to break out and doing better for them. Obviously, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. A lot of talks about LaMelo Ball. Look, people keep wanting me to talk about LaMelo Ball. Look, I talk about a lot of trades, talk about a lot of potentials. I get it. But I also try to keep it within reason based on the reports that actually come out. And even if I am doing my own, hey, what about this guy? What about this guy? I try to keep it realistic. I just don't see, again, never say never. But there's no word that they're even considering trading LaMelo, that LaMelo even wants out or anything. It's just kind of pure speculation. Primarily because Charles Lee ended up just benching LaMelo. That's where it all stemmed from, because he just benched him in the fourth quarter of a game. But you look at kind of the Hornets and their roster, right? They have several young guys. In a perfect world, could you get Miles Bridges? Which I don't think that they would trade him, but it also wouldn't surprise me because they have 3, 4 guys that are young, that play that position, that, look, Miles Bridges isn't old. He's 26, but, you have several guys that they're going to, at some point, they're going to have to make some decisions on him. Right? Are they going to keep him? Are they going to trade him? Right? So that's kind of curious to see how they go there. But, could you get a Trey Mann? Trey Mann would be great. He's been just great for them. But also at some point, they're probably going to have to make a decision. Do they start him? They bring him off the bench, but he'd be great. It's that athletic point of attack, defensive 2-way guard. Could you do something if you could get Trey Mann, Nick Richards, and Cody Martin for a first, even if you had to throw in 2 seconds or something like that, I would actually do that. Because Trey Mann is 23, right? Cody Martin is just turned 29 in September, so he's on the right side of 30. And then, having a guy like a Nick Richards who is still young, who still can impact the game, who can be, your starting center alongside Anthony Davis at times. He's only 27, so you still got him for a couple years. If you do something like that would be great. again, perfect world, could you get a Miles Bridges? Beyond that, there's a couple guys, right? Like Daquan Jeffries could make some sense. Again, just to give you some athleticism, give you some guys out on the perimeter. I don't hate the idea of the Charlotte Hornets, right? Like being a destination to maybe go get a piece or two, or even just like I said, kind of pluck a guy, right? So let's say you do the Nets trade. Let's say you do Dennis Schroeder, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Day'Ron Sharpe. Say you get those three guys. Could you then just go take like a second or two and go get a Cody Martin? I mean, again, he's making $8.1 million. Let's round it up to $9 million because remember, Lakers have to send out more salary than they take back. Go get a Cody Martin. Now you got two legit, versatile 3-and-D wings that both could play the 2 or the 3. I mean, you could go like at times with like Reeves, Cody Martin. Well, Lakers are supposedly interested in Markelle Fultz also. So like you could even have like a defensive unit out there of like Markelle Fultz with like Dorian Finney-Smith, Caleb Martin, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, just have that kind of perimeter defense, versatility out on the wing, just give you different looks, give you different perspectives. Right? Like, again, obviously, if you get like a Nick Richards, or if you could do like Nick Richards and a Cody Martin, add in a Dorian Finney-Smith and a Dennis Schroeder. Right? Now you got like 4 guys. You got that backup center. Got 2, 3-and-D wing. Like those are the kind of those are the kind of trades that I think one are realistic. You don't have to break the bank to go get. Right? You're not giving up. Like you could probably get that done, and maybe not even have to give up a first. Right? Maybe giving up a couple pick swaps, something like that, but you might not even have to give up a first. If you could get Trey Mann in the deal too, I would probably give up a first. Like if you get Nick Richards, Trey Mann, and Cody Martin. No, I blanked on that for a second, but if you could do that, then I wouldn't be against giving up a first because Trey Mann's just so young. Now you got, again, point of attack. Like you could literally start those 3 if you wanted to, right? Alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and then go get, like a Dorian Finney-Smith. I wouldn't even hate Dennis Schroeder still. Right? Now, if you could essentially get 4 or 5 guys to add to LeBron James, Anthony Davis, now you're starting to really kind of, again, peel back what this Lakers team needs. And Hornets, again, they have all these guys that they kind of need to, at some point, they're going to have to make decisions on. Again, perfect world, you get a Miles Bridges. Like, if you get Miles Bridges, I'd definitely give a first for Miles Bridges, like, without a doubt. Right? Like, if you get Miles Bridges and Cody Martin, those 2 alone, I'd give up a first in a couple seconds. Right? Because, again, you got talking about a legit, sizable, 20-point-a-game power forward, small forward, and Miles Bridges. I mean, he would be perfect. Like, that's exactly what the Lakers need. Just a big, physical, burly, athletic, can defend multiple positions, go get you buckets, knock down the 3 ball, create for himself, right? Like, he would be just home run out of the park. Right? If you could do that, and then Cody Martin, right? Give me Cody Martin and, something like that. And then now go do, like, the Brooklyn Nets trade. Go get, I still like the idea of doing, because you can't have too many kind of 3-and-D wings, versatile wings, athleticism. Plus, if you could kind of upgrade the bench too. Like, there is an argument of, like, kind of just really getting, like, that front 5 to add to, like, a Connect, a Christie, a LeBron, an AD, a Reeves. Right? So if you can get 4 or 5 guys, and now you just have this, like, really good, versatile, 8 to 9 guys, then you have kind of like your rookie and Connect, and then your young guy that, is going to have his hiccups in Max Christie. So now you're not as reliant on those 2. Right? I would still try to find them time. I'd still try to get the minutes. But if you can, kind of piece things together, I don't hate that idea. Charlotte Hornets, I think, should be at least considered. I think a phone call conversation should at least be attempted of like, hey, like, what would it take to get Cody Martin? What would it take what are you looking to get for Nick Richards, right? Miles Bridges. Like, what would we have to acquire to get them? You get all of them, right? You get all 3 of them. Trey Mann. Like, I'm not going to lie. I would probably give up both first. Like, if you get Trey Mann, Cody Martin, Miles Bridges, and Nick Richards, I would probably sell whatever you had to sell. Right? Both first. Because I mean, those guys solve everything, right? We talk about the Nets trade, right? Getting Cam Johnson, Dennis Schroeder, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Day'Ron Sharpe, right? The Hornets deal might actually be better, right? Because it's younger. Like, Trey Mann is very young still, right? Miles Bridges is still young. Yeah, Cody Martin is still on the right side of 30. He's younger than Dorian Finney-Smith is, right? By like 3 years. Right? Like, and then you get a Nick Richards who I think we all agree we'd rather have than Day'Ron Sharpe. I think that's actually a better package. Right? Like, I'd here, both first. You want a pick swap? Here you go. Here's a pick swap. Because then, like, and it's roughly the same. I actually think it's cheaper overall to do that Hornets package than it would be, right? So, I mean, you're talking you can do that move and still have Connect, Reeves, Max Christie, go bring in a Markelle Fultz, right? Like, you're good. I mean, your starting five could literally be Trey Mann. If we're gonna be honest, then start Austin Reeves, Trey Mann, Austin Reeves. Miles Bridges, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. It's just much better versatility. And then you have like Markelle Fultz, like Max Christie, Cody Martin, Dalton Connect, Nick Richards. Sounds pretty good to me. But as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think, yes, the Hornets should be a destination? The Hornets should be in the conversation for best potential trade package. That should be something that the Lakers are at least inquiring about. Do you think no? Stick with the Nets trade, stick with this trade, that trade, whatever trade you have in mind. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.